Welcome to Titan Fieldhouse here on the campus of Gibson Southern High School. The Jasper Wildcats on the road on a Saturday afternoon game against the Gibson Southern Titans. The Wildcats with a 1-2 record against Gibson Southern, who have started off 0-2. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider along with Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos on the video. And Jason, last night's game, just a quick recap. Jasper falling to Evansville Memorial on the road, 57-53. Grant Young had 16, Carter Moondy 15. But Braden Giesler with 11 off the bench, hitting a couple three-pointers. So just give us a quick recap of that game last night.
You know, quickly there, you said that about Braden. Braden came in and played really well last night for Jasper. I think the biggest thing is that we need to learn as a team how to play hard for 4 quarters. We played really hard during the fourth quarter when, it come time to either start playing well or we were going home.
Right.
And we did come out and play really well in the fourth quarter. But I think from that standpoint, we've got to learn how to do that for 4 quarters,
sure,
not just one.
Yeah, again, Luke Elpserman with 22 points for Memorial, and Tucker Tornada had 14, so a little too much for the Wildcats to handle there, falling in that ball game. But they're taking on a Gibson Southern team off to a slow start. They lost their first game against Memorial just by a couple points and lost last night right here, 67-61 to Evansville North. But Mark Royer, he's in his second year here at the school with 11-14 record. But we all know about his success at Southridge, 3 years there where he won the sectional and regional championship in 2021, going against John Gable, who's in his 16th year here at Jasper. So we are set for the tip-off, and we are underway. So the Wildcats with Carter Moondy, Grant Young, Charlie Cabrick, Wallace, and Howard are the starters against Garrett Reed, number 11. Number 14 with the ball is O'Neill. Now he works it around to number 11 there, Reed. Also starting is Jackson Lamb, number 12. Ethan Spindler, 22. And Cole McKee is number 35. So Cats, of course, starting off in a man-to-man. And we'll see an interesting matchup underneath with 6'4" Isaac O'Neill going against Cameron Howard at 6'5". So we'll keep an eye on that. There's a drive to the basket there. Does not go, and the Cats come down with the rebound. So Mooney's going to bring it up quickly over to Young on the left side. Howard, spin move, muscles his way, and we mentioned that matchup there. So Howard not able to score for the Wildcats' first possession here.
Yeah, last night Howard, he was matched up against Tornado, who was 6'7". I think they had him listed at. And, for the most part, he held his own early in the game. I think a little bit later, we kind of went away from the bigger lineup. But, tonight he's playing against a guy that's about an inch smaller, but kind of built like he is.
So there's a drive and good cut to the basket there for Ethan Spindler. First 2 points for Gibson Southern.
I think it's important for us to come out quick in this game today and establish the tempo and the style of play that we want to play, and not get caught in. It's Wally hits a 3, but I think you want to establish your game that you want to play early, especially it's a Saturday afternoon. It's just a different atmosphere than what it was last night. So from the player standpoint, they have to. Illegal screen there, I believe they're going to get him for. But, you have to, as players, you have to prepare yourself to play today. You
right.
Can't rely on the crowd to pump you up and get you ready.
Yeah, not much time for a game plan either, too, because, again, playing last night, getting late back from Evansville, probably around 11:30 or so, and then you're right back on the bus over here for a 2 o'clock start Jasper time. All right, so 3-2 is our score. Wildcats lead. They work their offense. Moondy sets up for a nice shot. That's what you want there, but he can't get it. But the rebound gets knocked away from Howard, so Jasper will hang on to the basketball. So Cabrick set the inbound over here. Actually, he was standing on the court there. Now he's behind. All right, so Young pulls up, gives it up. Now Cabrick on the right wing looking for opening, can't find it, has to back out, and Cats work the perimeter. Feed down low into Howard. He's got another opportunity, and they're actually going to call a reach before he got that shot up, so that's going to be the first foul on Isaac O'Neill, first foul of the ball game.
Jasper's doing a good job. They're being patient. They're trying to work the inside outside. You know, they're trying to throw it into Howard or Wallace on the inside and let them try to dictate, see whether they have a shot, or if not, kick the ball back out.
Right. 3-2 is our score with 5:30 on the clock as Cats work the inbound. It gets stolen right there, so checked into the ball game was Max Wilson. He's a junior, number 0, 6'4".
Yeah, we were looking there before there's a turnover on Gibson Southern, but we were looking before the start of the game. Gibson's got 7 seniors and 6 juniors, so they're have a lot of upperclassmen to play, but that doesn't necessarily translate into anything. But they start 5 seniors.
All right, so the Cats looking to go to their bench as Noblett's getting set to check in. But another good setup shot there, but a little bit too long there. And Cats come down with the rebound. Grant's going to drive, and he pulls out, kicks to the corner. There's Cabrick with a good look, and he pops it. So Cats scoring has come beyond the arc. They're 2 for 4 so far, as Mooney's missed a couple, but right there is a good shot by Cabrick. 6-2 our score, 4:45 on the clock here. Jasper with the lead. It's 35 McKee with it. Grant's all over him. Look there by Lamb. Now he's going to have to give it up. Drive to the basket. Little work around a couple defenders there. Good defense by the Wildcats. Spindler wasn't able to get it to go. 6-2. Jasper with the basketball here. Spin move. Cabrick thought about it. Now gives it up to Mundy. Cats doing a good job getting it down to the post, but we've still yet to score down there in the paint.
Yeah, Wallace needs to learn how to finish that. You know, I mean, he struggled with that early this year. He gets the ball down there in a good position, but there again, he never got his shoulders square to the basket where you've got your body strength to get the ball up to try to score.
Right. All right, so Gibson into their offense. Cats doing a good job forcing them out there here on the perimeter. As they extend now, that's Wilson. Hand off to Spindler. Spindler pulls up.
Gibson runs an offense that's similar to what Memorial did last night. They've got at least four guys beyond the three-point line. One guy sometimes inside, and that's kind of the same offense that Memorial ran last night. And you see a lot of high school teams starting to do that, running that, they call it a spread offense.
Right. All right, so changes for the Wildcats. Noblett's in, Giesler's in. Heil's checked in as well. Yep, he defended on that shot, and he gets the rebound there. So Grant's going to bring it across. Pull up inside the key there. Good job by Mooney to attack the basket, and he gets it up and in. So, again, we like those three-point shots, but he's got that scoreability to be able to get to the basket too.
Yeah, last night when we started making our comeback, Carter did a very good job of doing that, catching the ball on the right wing and going to the basket hard, and was able to score, I think, 6 or 8 points right in a row by doing the same thing.
Right. Well, that three-pointer, nice generous rim there for Lamb, so he hits the first 3 for Gibson Southern, makes it an 8-5 game. Jasper with the 3-point lead. 2:40 on the clock as Carter on the wing. Step back 3 this time, way short, but Griffin gets the rebound, and he gets the shot up and in. So Griffin, first 2 points of the ball game.
That's a tough shot for Mundy there. You know, he caught the ball on the wing and thought about it, and then took one dribble, and the step back three-pointer for a high school kid is not an easy shot.
Right. Gibson setting up a offensive set here. Screen set, and then he backs off, so McKee looking to hand off, now gives it over to Wilson in the lane. And good job by Grant to knock that away. Now there's a scramble, see who comes up with it, and that's Heil. Throws it down to Noblet. He's got a little step on everybody and gets his first 2 points of the ball game. So the Cats bench 4 points already.
Yeah, they've come in and they've asserted themselves right into the flow of the game, and that's good.
12-5, Jasper with a 7-point lead. Good start to the quarter. With a minute 30 to go. Spindler gets to the paint, but he is fouled. Will shoot 2.
I believe Giesler's going to pick that one up, yeah.
All right, so first foul on him, first Wildcat foul. There's 3 fouls whistled so far here with 1:27 to go here in the first quarter. 12-5 Jasper leads, 12-6 now.
And for Jasper, number 25.
So
Cabrick's coming in for Young. DeLong and McKee, I think, came back in for Gibson.
okay, actually number 40 Kissel's in the ball game as well. So both free throws are good for Spindler, makes it a 12-7 game. Number 2 in the ball game, DeLong. He's guarding Knoblet there. Heil got himself set, and he fouls it up and puts it up the second time. So he's got 4.
Did a good job of following his shot, but man, it'd be nice to finish that on the first shot.
All right, we're inside of a minute here with 55 seconds. Cats have doubled Gibson Southern, 14-7. Spindler, looks like he's a pop gun for them. They're attacking the basket, but not a good shot selection there. As Heil running the floor, gets it. Nice feed over there from Carter Mundi.
That's nice to see, you know, when you get your big men to hustle down the floor like that to get to the low post, and then not only get there, but to get him the ball like Mundi did.
And Heil showed that he moves really well for his size. 6 points here in the first quarter off the bench. 14 seconds on the clock, 16-7. Gibson looking to cut into this Wildcat 9-point lead. Screen set there. We'll switch now. Covered. Drop down low. That's Wilson, and he puts it up and in right before the buzzer. So 16-9 after the end of 1. Jasper leads Gibson Southern here on 18 WJTS. Jasper's going to inbound to start the second quarter. 16-9 they lead. Nice first quarter, particularly by Griffin Heil. 6 points off the bench to lead the Wildcats so far. Cabrick pulls up. Mid-range J doesn't go, and a rebound comes down to Spindler. So pretty good.
Need to continue here in the second half or second quarter playing defense the way we did in the first.
Right.
Holding them to 9 points was a good job.
Finds right there Kissel. Tries to kiss it off the glass, doesn't go, and Wallace with the rebound. Way down and too much for.
Been nice to have a little bounce pass in there. I think
Yeah.
it would have been a little easier for him to handle.
Good job by Grant Young to knock that away before Kissel was able to get his hand on it. So Gibson Southern on the floor includes number 3, Lamb. 22 is Spindler. Number 0 is Max Wilson. 33 is checked into the ball game, so that's a new. That's Brody Toy. Kissel will drive, gets cut off there on the baseline, feeds it back up top. There's going to be a 3-point shot launched and drilled by Lamb.
Lamb's only a sophomore.
Right. Good range there as he makes it a 16-12 game. Jasper still leads. Now Grant Young's got a 3-point shot that goes in and out. Wallace now, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. So a nice job by Max Wilson to cut him off and take that charge. So 16-12, Jasper still with the lead, but Gibson on a little mini run, scoring at the end of the quarter and then hitting a 3-point shot to start this quarter as Carter Mooney comes back in. And for Gibson Southern, Cole McKee is checked in. Cabrick will cut him off, pick him up as he picks up his dribble. Lamb with it. Carter Mooney all over him. And good job, he knocked it away.
They're not Gibson Southern's offense isn't helping the ball handler, because they got 4 guys standing there.
Right, yep, and that's, obviously Mark Royer saw that, so he calls the timeout. We'll take a break here, 6:09. Jasper leads 16-12 over the Titans here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Titans with the basketball to inbound after the timeout. What kind of set play they called in the huddle here. Cats, of course, still in the man-to-man. There's a drive by Kissel. He's cut off. They're having a tough time getting it down to the post. It seems like anything they get in the lane or on drives on the baseline, or there's a three-point shot, and that's not going to go for McKee.
Yeah, their offense looks a little stagnant. I mean, and part of it could be because of Jasper's defense, too.
Sure.
There's a nice pass into Howard.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job by Kabrick to find him. So first 2 points for the quarter for the Wildcats. Howard gets it. 18-12, 5:25 on the clock here in the first half.
I want to say it's Jasper's defense that's causing the chaos, but I'm not sure that it's 100% that. They just kind of look lost on offense.
Yeah. Actually, a good screen set up there, but he wasn't able to get it to him in the corner there as Lamb was set up. A little trouble there for Wilson. Now he crosses it over. Drive to the basket, no call. But coming down with it is Wilson. Now they find a big man down low, and that's Toy with his first 2 points of the ball game. So good work of the basketball on that possession for Gibson. Winds up with the shots, 18-14 with 4:30 to go. Kabrick sets up, but a little bit long, and it goes over the backboard. All right, now we got some substitutions. A couple starters back in for Gibson Southern. 11 is Reed, 12 is Lamb.
Giesler came back in for Jasper and took Wally's spot.
So actually, we got 2 Lambs on the floor for Gibson Southern, being Jackson, number 12, and Brody is number 3. You gonna guess, brothers?
I'm going to guess.
Brody is the sophomore, right?
Yeah, yes.
They kind of threw us for a loop on the rosters. They put their graduation year, so Jason and I have to kind of use our brains a little bit. Yeah. Like, all right, so Gibson, a little patient on their offense here.
Their offense just operates out very high.
Yes.
I mean, very high, above the three-point line, and they just don't go anywhere like when they dribble. They just, I mean, there they tried to force a backdoor cut, which wasn't there.
Cats trying to get to Grant Young on the break. Now he's got it, drives, got good position if he can hold it there, but a nice recovery there by Brody Lamb to block that shot. So Spindler's back in the ball game for Gibson. So Brody's going to sit. And we got a couple substitutions for the Wildcats here as well, as Noblitz in and Giesler back in. Wide open shot. He's got a knock at, and he does. Good setup. 5 points now for Carter Moondy. Makes it a 7-point lead for the Wildcats, 21-14, 3:15 on the clock.
Nice out-of-bounds play. I don't know how he got so wide open, but we'll take it.
He'll take it, absolutely. All right, so Gibson, as we've seen most of the night, working the perimeter here. Now they try to get down Wilson. Good defense there by Heil. He's got to give it back up. Now it knocks it away, but they recover. Spindler, you know he's going to go after it. But good defense there by Grant Young to steal it. And Cats are down, taking off down the floor, but we're going to have a foul. He was tripped up right there at about the mid-court spot. All right, DeLong's going to check back in, and it will sit down Garrett Reed. So a foul situation, we haven't seen many. Only 3 on Gibson and 2 on the Wildcats so far.
No, it's been we talked, it was a really quick first quarter, and the second quarter too. I mean, the referees haven't been calling a lot of fouls, and really there hasn't been too many.
Cats have not scored as well. They had 16 points in the first quarter, just 5 so far here in the second, leading by 7. Griffin, a really nice first quarter, gets a offensive board there on his miss and puts it back up and in. So he has helped himself twice on a couple buckets tonight. He's got 8 points with offensive rebounds.
He's definitely got his size advantage on the inside, and he's taking advantage of it.
Gibson into their offense with 2 minutes to go in the quarter, trailing by 9. Good cutoff there. I think the Cats' defense has been outstanding.
It has. That's what I said. I mean, it's kind of a combination of both. The Jasper's defense has been very good, but it just doesn't look like Gibson Southern doesn't look like they cut hard. They don't move quick. They don't move hard.
Right. Well, Noblet came up with the basketball, but there's a whistle down low, and we'll see who they call this on. All right, so they're actually going to call that on Giesler, so he picks up his second personal foul. Again, Giesler last night with 11 points off the bench. Hasn't had a look yet tonight, and there's a nice free throw put in by Cole McKee. So they're 3 for 3 from the free throw line so far. 23-15 as Mooney's going to sit down. We got Cabrick back in. So Cole McKee makes it a 23-16 game with $1:40 to go here in the first half. Noblet, baseline, pull up, shot up, and he drills it. Kind of hesitated for a second there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. You know, he made the move, and he got there, and he pulled it up on the baseline, looked to pass inside, and the guy wasn't open, and decided he was.
Yeah. Back to a 9-point lead, 25-16, minute 14 as Spindler attacks against Grant Young. Grant's been all over him. Staying on top of him. Outstanding defense by number 21 tonight. Cabrick loses his man as he falls down, so Gibson not able to take advantage. He recovers and picks up, and there's a errant pass there, just a little too much there for Toy to handle.
I don't blame the guy that made the pass there. I blame the guy that it was going to, because he started to the basket and he stopped.
Stopped, yeah.
If he'd kept going, he'd had a layup.
Easy. All right, so 9-point lead for Jasper as they work towards the end of the first half with 38 seconds. Grant off the glass, nice play there. Grant Young just 2 points in the ball game, but has played an outstanding ball game so far defensively and also working the offense. So Cats with a double-digit lead with 20 seconds to go. 27-16. Grant right there again. Oh, but they're going to call him for a foul this time.
Yeah, you got to, and for the most part, he's done a good job. But you know, officials watch your hands. You know, if you learn to play defense with your feet and move your feet and stay between your man and the basket, you know, most of the time they'll let you get by with that. But it's when you start reaching in with your hands that officials will tend to make a call on.
All right, so Young's going to sit down. Giesler comes in for him. So Titans with 10 seconds to go here. Brody Lamb with the basketball going against Giesler. Good job to cut him off. High was there to help out as well. So we're down to, and they're not able to get a shot off. So Cats defense just doing a great job tonight, really limiting what Gibson Southern's able to do with their offense, and it showed right there at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, they did a good job, you know, of playing defense all the way to the end of the quarter. They didn't give up an easy shot or an opportunity for Gibson Southern to have an open look. So yeah, it was our defense is playing well tonight.
All right, so we'll take a halftime break here. Jasper leads 27-16 over the Gibson Southern Titans here on 18 WJTS. We're at halftime here at Titan Fieldhouse. Gibson Southern against Jasper tonight, or today in this afternoon game. Craig Schneider, Jason Stamm, and Jeremy Marcos bringing it to you. Cats lead by 11 here in halftime as we get set to start the second half. Quick rundown of the scoring. First for the Titans, 6 players have scored. Jackson Lamb with 3 points, 4 points for Ethan Spindler. Cole McKee with 2, Max Wilson with 2, 3 for Brody Lamb. and Brody Toy with 2 points off the bench. For the Wildcats, they are led by Griffin Heil off the bench, 8 points, 4 points from Andrew Noblet. Starters include Moondy with 5, Grant Young with 2, Cabrick with 3, Will Wallace with 3, and Cameron Howard with 2. So Jasper's been pretty well in control of this basketball game so far, Jason, but they just need to continue for 2 more quarters.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think obviously the main thing is the defensive intensity that we've brought so far to hold the team to 16 points in a half. Obviously you don't want to let up on that. Keep your foot on there. Keep making it hard for them to run their offense. Like we were talking there in the first half, it seems like either our defense is helping that struggle or they're just not very good at it yet. I don't know, but I definitely think our defense is playing a big factor in it.
Right. All right, so it looks like both teams have the same starters out there. So Gibson Southern will have it to start the quarter here, and they're into their office with Spindler with it, giving it up. Now working around the perimeter, looking. Again, they just really don't go to the post much, but I think Jasper's denied that quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, we've done a good job with keeping the big guys on the inside from having an opportunity to score.
So Spindler kind of forces that one up. Good job by Cabrick to cut him off in the lane. So they come up empty.
That's where we got to get the ball in there. Howard had good position.
Cabrick left all alone. Boy, it just goes in and out. So cleans the toilet there, but it doesn't go down. 27-16, Jasper with the lead. That's the thing when you got a game like this where you're doing such a good job man-to-man, you just don't even think about a zone, do you?
No, and you won't see one out of Jasper very often. I mean, the only time you're going to see that is if there's like a big mismatch or something like that causes us foul trouble or something like that might cause us to go to a zone. But for the most part, we'll stick with the man.
So that shot doesn't go for Lamb, so here comes Cabrick on the right side. Now he'll come up, give it to Grant. Grant will drive, and he's got an easy layup, but he's going to draw the contact and the foul. So he'll step up to shoot 2. Cats did not shoot any free throws in that first half. Not many fouls were whistled either.
Again, I like to see that, being aggressive, going to the basket with the ball instead of settling for the outside shot. There's a time for both, and if you've got a lane to the basket, go.
All right, so Grant Young not able to hit that free throw. We'll get another one here. And even though we've mentioned not many fouls called, that is actually the 3rd foul called on O'Neal. So second free throw is up and in. Jasper 28, Gibson Southern 16. Minute and a half here in the 3rd quarter. O'Neal comes out and helps out his man. Now gives it over to Spindler, and he tries to work off a screen there. So again, he is just constantly looking to score when he gets that ball in his hands. Cats have just really disrupted his play. 12-point lead for the Cats as Gibson Southern will inbound. Tough time getting it in. Has to lob it out there, and nobody's there, so Grant gets an easy steal. Feeds it over to Cabrick on the drive, and he puts it up and in.
Yeah, that was a gimme there.
So 5 points for Charlie, giving an assist there for Grant Young, and the Cats now with a 30-16 lead, 14-point lead.
Just got to continue to work hard. Don't get lax. Don't look at the scoreboard. Play it like it's a 2-point game. It's a travel.
Yeah, Spindler is just absolutely forcing everything.
Yeah, I don't know if he's their go-to guy, and we've taken him out of it, or if that's just the way he plays. It's hard for us sometimes when we only see these teams one time. We don't know who their best player is. Maybe he is. I don't know.
All right, so Kissel has checked in for the Titans as the ball gets knocked away from Carter as he drives there, and Cats will inbound underneath their own goal. Mooney tries to work off. Good job there by Wallace to find that opening and pop it right in. So 5 points for Will Wallace tonight. 32-16, feed down low, and there's an easy shot up and in by Lucas Kissel. First 2 for him. 32-18 with 5:13 on the clock here in the third quarter.
There we go.
Cameron gets it knocked away from him. Again, he's trying to limit putting that ball on the floor in that situation. Now there's another bucket for Kissel, so he's got 4 in the quarter. It's now a 12-point game.
What Cameron needs to do there is catch it, feel where the defense is, and then decide what you're going to do to make your move. We're getting a little sloppy now.
Right. Yes.
We've built a nice lead, but there's 2 trips down the floor that we didn't even get a shot off.
Yeah.
We're relaxing and not keeping our foot on it. But back to Howard, when he catches it, he needs to feel, is the defense on the high side, low side, straight behind. Figure out where they're at before you dribble.
Right.
His first thing he does is put the ball on the floor.
All right, so Spindler is going to miss that 3-point shot. Cats quickly down the floor. Now what's in the ball game for Jasper. Cross court over there and there's a teardrop layup. Nice shot there by Grant Young. So he's got 3 points in the quarter. Jasper's leads 14. Way short on that shot by McKee. Grant. Nice job there. Got the 2 defenders to get up in the air, makes a little spin move and puts it in on the other side. So Grant with a couple buckets here in the quarter. 36-20 with 3:52 on the clock here in the third quarter. Nice setup there, and he pops it. So 3-point basket by Cole McKee, and Jasper wants a full timeout. So we'll take a break. 13-point lead for Jasper. 3:46 on the clock here in the third on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Cats will have the basketball after the timeout here with a 13-point lead, 3:44 on the clock. Good defense there. McKee going after it, and it actually forces a turnover on the Wildcats. He said it was an over and back, and I thought he touched that basketball, but so did John Gable. Official right in his face there.
The Gibson Southern players just took it upon themselves to start playing, and the referee was talking to Coach Gable and turned around and the play was started.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah, the officials.
Yeah, Coach Gable was questioning the over and back call, I think.
Right.
Thought it was tipped, or I didn't think it ever crossed the line,
yeah.
but so that's what the question was about.
Wallace with a nice job to cut that play off. He got a hand on it initially. Now he has to battle his way. Oh, and they're going to call a foul on Wallace. Wow.
Fouls on 51.
Yeah, so John Gable not happy with 2 of the officials now.
I didn't see a foul there. I mean,
Yeah.
it was 2 guys going for the ball.
Exactly. All right, so Gibson will hang on to it. Trailing by 13. 3-point shot is short. And good job by Howard to save that basketball.
Be smart. Post up. Get him the ball.
Beautiful pass. And they're going to say before the shot. All right, so. So that's going to be the second team foul against Gibson Southern. First call on Lucas Kissel, number 40. Carter Mooney's going to sit down. Gibson starting to pick up their defensive pressure a little bit more here.
Defense has picked up here a little bit. We've still got a mismatch with the guy that's guarding Howard. I mean, he's definitely got a size advantage on him, and we need to try to take advantage of it.
Cabrick Pulls up with a jump shot, but a good job by Wallace to keep it alive. Gets it over to Howard, and he gets the shot up, and it gets deflected a little bit there by Kissel.
He's got a little body on him, but he still needs to be able to finish that.
Right. All right, so Cats come the other way. Grant Young, teardrop shot up and in, so he's got a nice quarter. 7 points for him to lead the Wildcats. 38-23, 15-point lead for Jasper inside of 2 here in the third quarter. Grant Young with 9 points overall, 7 in the quarter. Now there's a feed over in the corner. Good save there by Lamb. Key thought about it. They picked up their defensive intensity, but their offense is just stagnant.
It hasn't changed much.
No.
It's almost like they don't know what they're doing.
I know.
I mean,
well, there's a opening in the lane, but doesn't go. So again, a lot of their point-blank shots aren't falling either for the Titans. It's key for Jasper to get a score in this. But right there, it kind of looked like Nava just dribbled into trouble there.
Yeah. I mean, we need to do a better job of dribbling the basketball, when to dribble, when not to. You know, a lot of times we need to catch the ball and square up to the basket and look.
Right.
You know, do I need to penetrate? Do I have an opportunity to shoot? You know, I mean, kids nowadays, they don't seem to catch the ball and square up to the rim.
Right.
And have different options.
Yeah, just kind of see what you're facing defensively.
See what it's going to give you.
Yeah.
You know, what's the
Carter Moondy, boy, that went in and out.
There's just no luck there.
So we're inside of a minute now with 55 seconds to go. Spindler's got it. Expect him to shoot if he gets an opportunity. Well, he actually feeds over to the corner. Stuck in the lane there. Now the Cats are going to scramble for it, and they're going to give them a timeout. Not sure they had possession to be able to call that timeout, but
yeah, I mean, he ended up with it, but at the time when the timeout was called, I'm not sure either.
Right.
But that's a tough call on an official's standpoint.
Right. Okay, so we'll take a break here. Jasper leads 38-23 with 40 seconds to go in the quarter on 18 WJTS. All right, so Gibson Southern with the basketball. They were granted that timeout on the scrum. Inbound into Toy. Drive there by Jackson Lamb. Feeds it over in the corner. Now Cats, again, just not giving them very good looks.
Yeah, that was a nice job of help and recover on defense. You know, we had a guy dribbling. We helped off, but yet we didn't allow an open outside shot. We recovered.
All right, so Spindler with the basketball in his hands, looking to do something. Now he gives it up. It's McKee now. 10 seconds. Try to set a screen for him, but they're going to call him for the illegal screen. A little movement there, I believe.
Fouls on Gibson Southern 0, Wilson.
So Max Wilson picks up that foul. That will be the team's fourth, I believe.
For the Titans, number 11, Reed.
If they updated that, yep, that is their team fourth. So 6 seconds for the Wildcats. Moondy with a high arching shot does not go, and ooh, boy, that was close for Gieser to possibly get that up and in.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't go. All right, so Jasper now leads by 15 as we go to the fourth quarter, 38-23 over the Titans here on 18 WJTS. All right, fourth quarter starts here. Jasper with the basketball. Feed quickly down low and gets knocked away. And they got the ball right over to Carter Moondy. He tried to feed it into Heil, but Toy was just right on top of him. So Jasper with a comfortable lead. We just need to maintain it with the good defense and patient offense. That ball gets knocked away, so Gibson Southern is starting to step it up a little bit. Gets it to Heil, but can't get the shot up and in. Did not use the glass very well there.
Nope.
Gibson. A long way to go to get back into this game. Their offense has not been very consistent all night. So they get in a toy. Now he gives it up. Spindler has it. He's trying to set a screen there on his right side. Now he's just going to do a one-on-one and a nice travel there to get away with, but no shot up and in. Nabut sets up for the three. Cannot go. Heil comes down with the rebound. Nabut again. And he's short again. So their three-point shots not been consistent for the Wildcats tonight, Jason.
No, it's been off a little bit. Gibson's hasn't either. No. You might say theirs has been off too, but
they've hit three, but they've been spread all out.
Yeah, I don't know what their shooting percentage is of them, but they're just not good shots. You know, I mean, there's a couple. The one that Andrew shot there was a good shot.
Right.
You know, it just didn't go in. The one they just shot, that wasn't a good shot. Those are the kind that'll drive the coach crazy.
He's trying to see if the bench can help him out as he gets a couple guys off there. Brody Lamb back in the game. Number 40 is Lucas Kissel.
I mean, they even on their out of bounds plays, they don't move. They don't cut hard. You know, and that's the thing kids don't realize. There's a difference between moving and moving hard.
Right.
You know, if you're just going to lollygag and jog through there, you're not going to get open doing that.
And Jasper's just really taking away everything in the paint. Anytime they try to drive there, 2 to 3 guys pick him up, but there's going to be a long three-point shot by Lamb that doesn't go, but he gets his own rebound, feeding the corner. So that shot is there for Lucas Kissel. He actually leads them in scoring with 7 points off the bench. Makes an 11-point game.
We just need to be smart on offense. You know, you got an 11-point game with 6 minutes to go in the game. There's no reason that you need to go down and throw up something crazy.
Heil gets that shot up and in.
See there, though, I'd like to see him drop step with that bottom leg, take a power dribble, and go up strong.
So he's got 10 points tonight off the bench. 14-point lead for Jasper. Spindler gets an opening. And they've hit 2 in a row.
He finally got one that looked halfway decent. That shot did.
So Cats' lead is cut to 11 now. Grant with a nice drive, gets it up, and he has been really smooth off the glass tonight. Gives him double figures at 11. Just kind of gave him that opening, so he took it, and it bounds around and goes up and in. So there's McKee now getting in on the fun. So all 3 of their shots have been 3-pointers, and John Gable's had enough of that. So, all right, so the Wildcat lead has been cut to 10, 42-32, with 4:54 to go here in the fourth on 18 WJTS. Back here at Gibson Southern, the Wildcat lead of 15 to start the quarter has been trimmed down to 10 here. John Gable wanted to get his Wildcat team settled down, and they're actually going to be a foul called on McKee there. So that is the 15th foul against Gibson Southern. Jasper only 1 foul whistled on him so far in this second half.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, I mean, we're playing pretty aggressive defense, and that means you're playing it with your feet and not your hands. You're not reaching.
All right, so Grant's got it in the backcourt. Takes his time to get it set up for their offense. There's Nabut. He's going to drive. Good defense there by Brody Lamb, blocking that shot. Gibson Southern got a chance to make it a single-digit deficit here. They're almost halfway through the quarter. They've been hitting 3-point shots. They've hit 3 of them so far here in the fourth. Spindler cut off there by Noblet.
I remember when Coach Rohr coached at Southridge, he's a very vocal coach, and by that I mean he coaches all the time.
Right.
He tells the player when to pass, when to cut, what to do, and this Gibson Southern team seems to be like they wait for him to tell them what to do instead of being able to do it on their own.
Right. Well, Cats have had a tough couple of trips down there as Wallace got it knocked away last time and then was defended on that play, but
I don't know what they're calling here.
I think it's a foul. So that's going to be the 6th foul, and this is going to be called on 0. So that's Max Wilson, and he looks like he is shaken up on the play.
Well, Wallace has probably got about 70 pounds on him.
Yeah,
so.
No doubt. With Wallace and Heil, so that's a big front court for the Wildcats right now, but now we got another foul down low, and this is going to put the Wildcats at the line. All right, so that's going to be on Spindler, number 22. He picks up a foul. 2nd foul on him, but that is team foul number 7. Yeah, that is team foul number 7. They've got the scoreboard wrong. Because it was foul before, yeah, there was 5 fouls on there before the last 2.
Yeah, it was 2 pretty quick ones.
All right, so Carter Mooney pops his first free throw of the night. He's got just 6 points, so they've done a good job of keeping him in check offensively, but you can get him to the free throw line here in the 4th quarter a number of times. It'd be nice to seal this ball game. Right now it's 12-point lead, 44-32 with 3 minutes to go. Grant Young with the steal. Shot goes up, doesn't go, but good job by Heil to follow. So Heil with a 12-point game, leading the Wildcats, 46-32. Good job here by Grant to go after that basketball and gets knocked out of bounds, but Gibson will hang on. So Gieser checks. Jackson Lamb checks in for Gibson Southern. So a good hand there by Griffin Heil, scoring 12 points, a career high for him. Brody Lamb attacks, and he's going to draw some contact there. This might go on Giesler, I believe. Just the 2nd foul whistled on the Wildcats.
Fouls on Giesler. His 2nd, team 2nd.
$14-point lead for Jasper. 2:30 now on the clock. So 3-point shot is not going for Jackson Lamb. Jasper clears, and they'll just slowly bring it up with Grant Young. Get a good possession, maybe a bucket again inside of 2 minutes, and you're pretty well in control of the basketball game from here on out, I would think.
Yeah, you just need to clock the run.
Yep.
I mean, that's obviously the biggest thing right now that we need to do. We don't need to score. We don't need to shoot. We don't need to do anything. We just need to clock the run, and we'll come out here with a victory. But you got to take care of the ball.
Right.
Gibson doesn't really put a lot of pressure on you on
No,
defense.
they don't.
I mean, they just –
They did for a while there in that 3rd quarter.
They did for a short stint there. They did get after it a little bit.
Yep.
But for the most part, they don't really put the pressure on you.
Right.
His 3rd, team 8.
All right, so this is going to put Grant to the free throw line.
Young taking the line for Jasper.
1 of 2 so far tonight. He pops that one. Yeah, he's doing a good job so far here in the 4th quarter. 3 for 3 from the line. 15-point lead now with 1:46. And way short on that one, though. But a rebound coming down by Gieser, and so the Cats can back it out.
Grant did that last night at Memorial. He shot one that didn't hit anything, and the next one was nothing but net. Tonight he was just the opposite. He hit the first one, and the second one just barely hit something.
All right, so ball defended there by number 35, Cole McKee. Caber's going to check back in to give the Wildcats another ball handler. Actually, Grant's going to sit down. So, minute and a half to go in this basketball game. Jasper with a comfortable 15-point lead, 47-32, and the ball in their hands.
Hopefully Gibson doesn't start fouling.
I know. Need to commit the foul with aggressive defense. That's one thing, but
yeah, not just out there to hack with it.
Yes.
Just to.
So far, not the case, as the Cats have worked it down to a minute 08 now. There's a drive. Mundi puts it up and in. So he's got 9. And that should pretty well seal it, as we're inside of a minute now, and a 17-point lead for the Cats. Teardrop shot that goes, and Gibson gets the rebound, gets it back down. Now it's easy bucket for Brody Lamb. So actually this quarter is the first time Gibson has scored double figures in a quarter tonight. They got 11. Nice block there by number 35, McKee. Hold on. Official's going to discuss this.
From here, it looked like it should have been Jasper's ball, but I don't know if it went off the guy's foot, off of Giesler's foot when he was going down.
Okay.
Because that guy had a better angle of it, but this guy tried to overrule it. But
right.
At this point, it's really a moot point.
Yeah, exactly. The 25 seconds, a long launch there, doesn't go. So Jasper will bring it down and just pretty well dribble out these final 16 seconds. 49-34, 15-point lead for the Cats as we come to the end of this basketball game on a Saturday afternoon. As the Wildcats road trip over here to Gibson Southern. And they will pick up their second win of the season. So 49-34, Jason, what are your thoughts on the ball game?
Well, you know, I thought early we came out and did a good job by setting the tone of the game, by playing hard on defense. You know, we put a lot of pressure on Gibson to do what they were trying to do on the offensive end. And then I thought on the offensive end we did, you know, a pretty decent job. But again, it goes back to what we were just talking about there a while ago. You know, it didn't look like Gibson really got after it either on defense.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, to me, this was just one of those blah games that, you know, yeah, you're gonna take the victory and get out of here, because anytime you can win a high school basketball game on the road, is a nice accomplishment.
Right.
So, you know, from that standpoint, it's good. Did we get better by playing this game? I don't know. I mean, I would leave that up to the coaches to evaluate that.
Right.
But, you know, we talked a little bit about it last night, and I know you weren't there, but, you know, we didn't practice Thursday with what all went on at the school there. Sure. With the tragedy and things.
Yes.
So from that standpoint, you know, we had a messed up week.
Yeah.
Talked to Coach Albrand earlier, and he said they had guys missing Monday and Tuesday because of sickness.
Right.
You know, and then Thursday. So, you know, this was kind of a messed up week, I guess you could say it.
Yeah.
So, you know, to get out of this weekend 1-1, you know, I would think you'd be fairly happy with it, under all the circumstances.
Right.
So I think, you know, they'll go back to hopefully having somewhat of a regular week next week. Sure. With practice, and you know, we got another double weekend next weekend, I believe, with Boonville on Friday and Corden on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Both of them are at home. So I think, you know, moving forward, I think, you know, the coaching staff will get them ready to play those two games, and you know, you move on from this weekend and you take the outcome and you try to get better from it. Yeah. You know, I'm sure they'll watch film from last night and figure out, you know, what did we do wrong. And
right.
you know, like I said earlier, I think the biggest thing is we need to learn how to play 4 quarters hard, not 1 quarter like we did last night. Last night I thought we played the 4th quarter like our tail was on fire.
Sure.
The first 3 quarters we didn't do that, so I think that made a big difference.
Big time difference. All right, so Jasper pulls off a 49-34 win on the road here at Gibson Southern. Quick look at scoring for Gibson Southern. Their leading scorers were McKee with 8, Spindler with 7, and Kissel with 7. Wildcats were led 2 players in double figures. Grant Young, 12, and 12 points for Gavin Heil, 9 points for Carter Mundi, 5 for Charlie Cabrick, 5 for Wallace, 2 for Cameron Howard, and Andrew Noblet chipped in 4 points in the first half. So 49-34, Jasper wins, improves to 2-2 on the season, and they will be back at home next Friday night against the Boonville Pioneers. Gibson Southern falls to 0-3, and their next game is against a very good South Spencer team that they'll play on the road next Friday night. So for Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos on the video, my name is Craig Schneider. Jasper wins it tonight here on 18 WJTS 49-34. Good night, everybody.